Good morning, everybody. Today, I am going to discuss about the radiology of glioblastoma. Glioblastoma multiforme is a very aggressive disease. Prognosis is very poor. In adult, it is a commonest neoplasm. In all astrocytomas, it is a 50%. Most of the astrocytomas are glioblastoma. And if you see the lesion characteristics, mass, usually big mass, sometimes smaller in the lesion. Definitely there will be edema. If mass is very large, it will have a mass effect, heterogeneous enhancement, thickened enhancing wall, necrosis is present mostly, sealed cystic component definitely will be there, calcification, hemorrhage are very rare characteristics. If you see the CT, hypodense center representing necrosis, T1 hypo to hyperintense, isointense within the white matter, central heterogeneous signal because of necrosis, T1 contrast usually enhancing. There will be enhancing component and non-enhancing component. Non-enhancing component is the cystic necrotic part, enhancing of the active tumor. And T1, T2 MRI is the hyperintense. Flare you can better analyze the edema, vasogenic edema. MRI, if you see, there is a elevated choline and increased choline creatinine ratio, decreased Na. Perfusion, there is a high perfusion because of lots of neoangiogenesis involved in this. You can see the regional blood flow increased. Diffusion weighted image, it is a because of high malignant in nature, definitely there will be restricted diffusion and white in appearance. If you see the ADC values, is because of restricted diffusion, ADC value is low and the ADC map is looks dark. You can see here the brains, the lesion anywhere can it happen. It is any part of the brain it can happen. Mostly if you see the big mass and you can see here T2 images here. This is T2 image. See the mass effect, edema, T2 player. It is T2 player. See the edema. If you see it is a T2 image. You can see the large edema surrounding the tumor. You can see because of the large edema, large mass, it has even a mass effect, mostly in the mass effect and midline shift, ventricular effacement. Usually you can see in the radiology of glioblastoma. Mostly it is a solid cystic component. It is an enhancing thickened wall and some necrotic, it is looks like a cystic and it is a hypo in intense and that will not enhance, and the solid component usually enhances. So this is that's why it is called heterogeneous enhancement. In the middle there is heterogeneous and the periphery if you see there is a homogeneous enhancement. So it is mostly heterogeneous enhancement. You can see thickened enhancing wall. It is a commonest feature of thickened enhancing wall, and you can differentiate the only thing is where you can get the thickened enhancing wall is the metastasis, but metastasis usually multiple and gray white junction you can see in the metastatic disease, but here it is the thickened enhancing wall. So it has a two components, solid component and a cystic component. Cystic component is a black center, is a necrotic dead cells. It's mostly solid and in the enhancing component. If you see the diffusion weighted image, because there is a high malignant potential and there is a high restricted diffusion of the molecule, water molecule, you can see here it is a shows white or hyperintense in the diffusion weighted image. But if you see the corresponding the ADC value, if you want in the enhancing part, there is ADC value is very low comparing to the necrotic central cystic part, and you may the necrotic central cystic part have high ADC value comparing to the periphery contrasting enhancing part. So if the ADC value is good, then it's better. If ADC value is low, it is mostly malignant. If you see the ADC values in the grade 4, grade 3, grade 2, you can see here in grade 4 ADC values are low, around 745, and in grade WHO grade 3 it is again in between grade 2 grade 4, and WHO grade 2 is the high. So ADC values are very good thing to differentiate from the low grade gliomas to high grade gliomas. And if you, as I told before, non-enhancing cystic component vast majority have a facilitated diffusion, and ADC values are more than 1000. It is seen that if any glioblastoma having high ADC values, limited surrounding angina, and low perfusion in the correl is a very much correlated to MGMT promoter methylation, and has sensitivity of 79% and specificity of 70-80%. So if you have a glioblastoma with high ADC values, less edema, low perfusion, and you can think that it is a good prognosis, and with a promoter MGMT promoter methylation, that is more prognostic for the temozolomide use. If you see the MRS picture, mostly choline and creatinine, choline is big, choline peak, choline creatinine ratio will around more than 3. Decrease NA, that is neuronal activity, will decrease, and there is some necrotic part. You can see the lactate peak. Perfusion, if you see the enhancing part, you can see here the perfusion is more because of lots of new angiogenesis. So you can have a high perfusion in the perfusion scan. If you see the radiogenomics, you can see the molecule, you can predict the molecular profile, seeing the radio imaging phenotype. If you see the large proportion of non-enhancing tumor is there, mostly it is the IDH1 mutation. And if you have a higher severe blood, large necrosis, frontal location of the tumor, and if concentrate 2G motile metabolite, it's mostly IDH1 mutation. If the higher ADC value, higher proportion of non-enhancing tumor, left temporal location of temporal lobe, you can see it is a high chance of MGMT promoter methylation. And VGF mutation, you can see in contrast enhancement heterogeneous edema. So mostly from the radiogenomics point of view, you can see if there is a less enhancing part, less edema, high ADC value, these are the good prognostic. And if it is located in the frontal lobe, mostly it is IDH1 mutation. And sometimes is a large part of radio necrosis is there, and minimum enhancement is there, you can predict that is maybe MGMT promoter methylation. Thank you very much.